welcome back to my YouTube channel, the best place for eczema warriors to get rid of inflammation, itch, and the uncomfortable skin. Now, today's video, we are talking about the 3 things I did to speed up healing in 1 month. Now, the whole reason I wanted to create this video for you guys is because I recently had a really amazing experience where my skin healed so fast as I've ever seen it heal by working on these 3 things. Now this summer I did go through a flare-up from drinking too much alcohol and staying up too late and all the things that can cause your skin to flare up. Now usually it takes my skin months for it to go back to normal. However, this time by working on these 3 things, I saw the biggest change and I just can't wait for you guys to know about it. Now, if you want to learn exactly the 3 things I did to help speed up my healing, and this might help you as well, then make sure you continue watching this video. Now, before we dive into today's topic, I wanted to let you guys know that Clear Your Eczema is open for enrollment. For those of you who don't know, I have a signature program called Clear Your Eczema where I help you guys going through eczema or TSW feel better in your skin by working through your diet, nutrition, stress, mindset, and all the things. Now, recently, we just opened up enrollment and we're currently right now in early bird, which means that you do get a discount if you join us inside Clear Your Eczema. So if you're someone who is dealing with eczema or TSW and you have a lot of painful, itchy rashes, and you really want to work on sleeping better, being able to go out in the sun and not having your skin flare, being able to eat the foods you enjoy, and all the things that you want to do, then make sure you come and check out my program. We already have 4 people inside Clear Your Eczema, and we're just in early bird. So what early bird means is that right now there's a discount for Clear Your Eczema. If you apply and book a call with me before Tuesday, October 12th, 2021, then you will get $100 off the program. So again, if you're someone who's feeling really lost, maybe you're not seeing healing with the current protocol you're on, maybe you're just overwhelmed with all the information right now that's on the internet and you just want some guidance, some support, some accountability, then Clear Your Eczema is what you need. So to apply for Clear Your Eczema, go to my description box below and there is a link there for the program page. Have a look at the program page, apply for the program, book a call with me because I would love to meet you. All right, without further ado, let's get into today's video. The very first thing that I did to speed up healing is really just understanding exactly why I flared. Now, years ago, I used to be really confused about why my skin would flare. It literally felt like it would come out of nowhere. It seemed very random, and it was really hard for me to pinpoint exactly why my skin was so red. And dealing with eczema and TSW for many years, I started to really learn how to be in tune with my body and start listening to the signs and symptoms of what it's telling me. For example, this summer, I knew exactly why my skin flared. I didn't have a doubt in my mind. I didn't have to panic on what was the reason. Now, the reasons for why my skin flares, and this could be very different for you, but for me, it's when I overwork, when I stress, and when I drink too much alcohol. So unfortunately this summer, I did do all of them. I overworked many hours in the summertime because I did launch Clear Your Eczema in the summer as well. I also drank too much alcohol because, summertime's hard and all my friends want to go on the patio and have drinks and all the events happen in the summertime. So I did drink a little bit too much alcohol as I normally would the other seasons of the year. Third thing is stress. And stress is one of those things where it's an ongoing management, right? Some days you're really good with managing it. Other days you might feel like a little bit out of control. And that's the thing. Like for me, stress is a big trigger, and it's mostly because of running my own business and, doing all the things, creating YouTube, creating content. So it can be really taxing on the body. So this summer when I flared, I knew exactly those are my 3 reasons. And so, over the years of really learning to be in tune with my body, in tune with my stress levels, that's how I know exactly why my skin flared. That way I can go forward with knowing exactly what to do to address it. So by knowing exactly why I flared, I can now think about, okay, what are the next steps I can do now to get myself better and healing. So because my digestion was super off since, those nights of drinking and stress, then I realized, all right, that's my root cause. Like I gotta work on my digestion now because I'm not going every single day and that's not good for you, right, in terms of healing. So I really had to focus on, making sure I'm chewing my food very well, making sure I slow down when I eat, because those are obviously what's going to help with my digestive function. I also had to make sure that I up my probiotic game because I wasn't taking it regularly. Now, the amount of probiotics I was taking was only 5 billion CFUs a day, and I know that I need to take more, especially if my digestive system is off and if my gut flora is imbalanced. I also focused on eating really nutritious foods, so making some healing soups, cooking my meals with bone broth, eating more warm cooked foods, because I realized that warm foods really help with my digestion. I can't drink ice water, I can't drink ice cold smoothies. And so when I realized this, that I needed to focus on my gut health because it's been damaged from stress, overworking, and drinking alcohol, I saw the fastest change. Like, I didn't realize how much your skin can heal by being very clear on what you need to do in order to bring down the inflammation. I know a lot of you guys right now that are watching this video might be wondering, I still don't know why I flare. It seems like it's very random. And I get that. It can be really confusing when it comes down to finding your root cause. But this takes time, right? It takes time, it takes practice, it takes really listening to your body, understanding what's going on internally, but also externally as well, right? Like, is your stress going on? Have you been more stressed out? Have you been overworking? These are things you have to really clue into. And I really want to talk a little bit more about stress because I feel like a lot of people actually don't know they have stress. And I learned this for myself from actually just listening to my own thoughts and realizing that my own thoughts and my own personality is actually very stressful. I'm gonna move on to the next tip, which I talk a little bit more about stress, but I wanna make it clear with you guys that, everybody has their own reasons of why they flare. For me, it was from, the things I mentioned, the overworking, the stress, and the alcohol. And from knowing that, I was able to take the necessary action, the correct action, to heal my gut and help me heal my skin as well. Now, moving on to the second thing I did to speed up healing. Now, this is something that I had no idea even made a difference on my skin. Like, I did not know this. This was through, research, through, again, listening to my body, where I realized that my own personality actually creates stress. That's why the second thing I did to speed up healing is to actually focus properly on my stress. And realizing that you don't have to feel stressed to be stressed. Your personality can literally be a form of stress. For me, I'm an overthinker. I'm also an overworker. So you could literally put me at a desk for 12 hours. I would work for 12 hours straight with no breaks, probably no water. I could just go ham and just overwork and overwork and overwork. Not realizing that this is actually very, very stressful in the body. When your body is constantly in overdrive and constantly kind of in fight or flight mode because you're trying to get projects done and you're trying to get, work done and things like that, you're releasing a lot of cortisol when you're really stressed and you're in fight or flight mode. So even if you don't feel stressed, because sometimes I'll work for 12 hours a day, I actually feel okay. Like, I don't feel super tired. My brain still works. But again, like, you can literally have a flare up from just the fact that you're overworking and not the fact that you physically feel stressed. Once I realized that my personality is a form of stress, being an overthinker, being an overworrier, I am a huge perfectionist, then I realized, I really need to take a step back. That's when I started to, cut down my hours, only working 8 hours a day max. Meditation helps me a lot to calm down. I actually take a lot of deep breaths during the day if I'm feeling very overwhelmed. I also do a lot of journaling. So when I feel like, I'm not doing enough, or I feel that, I have to get this work done, or this is gonna happen, I literally just walk away from it. I also have a journal where I keep my day-to-day tasks, what I'm doing every single day, what is making me feel stressed. And most of the time what I find is that, I am just doing all these things that I don't really need to do at the moment. They're not urgent enough for me to overwork. And so I really had to catch myself and say, oh my gosh, I'm working till 10 o'clock tonight, but what are these little things that I'm doing every single day? Does it need to be done right now? Because if it doesn't need to be done right now, I have time tomorrow. I have time the next day. I don't need to stress my body to the point where it's going to flare, right? My skin's going to flare literally if I overwork. And that's what I realized for myself, is that I really need to just focus on taking a step back and relaxing. And I know a lot of you guys can relate to this, especially for someone like me who likes to work a lot. Maybe you have a lot of tasks to do, it just seems like they're never ending. I really just invite you to think about what are some tasks that you actually need to get done versus tasks that are not that important at that moment, because you don't want to get to a point where your skin flares from overworking for so many weeks, and then it's going to be that much harder for you to recover from a stress flare. So yeah, that's the second thing I did to speed up healing, is to really just be in tune with myself and realizing that stress doesn't have to come from feeling stressed. It can literally come from overworking. Doing the right things to put my mind in a better place, like self-care, meditation, journaling, not worrying about work all the time, has really made a huge difference in my healing. So you might be thinking, but Julia, I've always been an overworker and I don't really see my skin flare. Like it's always been okay. Really beware of that, because just because your skin is fine right now because you're overworking doesn't mean you won't flare later on. There's something I always tell my clients, and it's called thinking about your body as a bucket. Things can go into that bucket over weeks, months, years. Whether that's stress, excessive drinking, a poor diet, chemicals, toxins, anything that can overflow your bucket, there's always things that are going on in your life that can contribute to that bucket from overflowing. Now, just because right now at this moment you feel fine, your skin feels fine, and you're overworking, you're slowly actually putting things in your bucket that's eventually going to cause it to overflow. So if you're someone who is overworking, you're adding a lot of stress into that bucket every single day. Every single day there's some stress, adding in. And then maybe one night you wanted to go out with your friends and have a party, you drink some alcohol, that's another thing into your bucket, and then boom, you flare. So it's not just about one thing that can cause your skin to flare, right? It's about all the little things that are happening in your life that sometimes are beyond our control, can actually cause our bucket to overflow, and then this can lead to skin flare-ups. Now, inside Clear Your Eczema, we do talk a little bit more about your bucket, but we go into detail exactly on what are some things that can actually cause your bucket to overflow, because everyone's bucket is very different, right? There are different root causes that can cause your bucket to overflow. We talk about identifying those. We talk about how to actually prevent your bucket from overflowing by, managing your stress, focusing on your diet, and all the things that come along when it comes to controlling your eczema flare-ups. So if you're someone who really needs help with this and you feel like your bucket's overflowing all the time and you have no idea how to address that, then come join us. It's like Clear Eczema. We do have an early bird pricing right now if you apply and book a call before Tuesday, October 12th, 2021. Moving on to the third thing I did to speed up healing. Now, this one might seem a little bit obvious to you, but I'm actually surprised that a lot of you guys don't know how important this one is. And that is the power of manifestation. So what manifestation is really just believing things are going to happen for you and knowing that there's no other way but that way. Even though I was going through a flare-up and it affected my daily life, I didn't let that change my mood. I didn't let that affect my mindset. I really just believed in the process, and I kept telling myself that, I am healing. I know exactly why I flared because I'm really in tune with my body now. And all I have to do now is to manifest and believe that healing is happening. Because I was so clear on exactly why I flared, I was very confident in what I was doing to help me heal. The other only piece that was missing was just believing that I was going to heal. There was no other way. I manifested every single day. I wrote in my journal. I reminded myself, positive affirmations, telling myself that I'm doing the right things. I am healing. We all know that healing doesn't happen overnight. It's going to take time. Your skin takes an average of 30 days for it to regenerate and to repair. There are no doubts in my mind at all because I've been through it. I've been through skin flare-ups. I've been through TSW. I know what it's like to flare. And every single time it happens, it always gets better. And so really just reminding yourself that, if you're really struggling right now and you feel that things aren't working for you, and I know this is easier said than done, but if you have a really clear protocol, you're addressing the right root cause and all the things, then the only thing you have to do for yourself is to truly believe in the process and know that healing is happening for you. To recap today's video on the 3 things I did to speed up healing in 1 month, the very first thing was that I was very clear on why I flared. I have learned to be very in tune with my body and know what makes my skin flare and what doesn't. For me, it was overworking, stress, and alcohol this summer that tipped me over the edge. However, I was able to use the tools I have in Clear Eczema and applied it to myself, working through my digestion, through my diet and supplements, and that's when I saw healing in 1 month. The second thing that I did was actually focusing on my stress the right way. Knowing that I'm an overworker and an overthinker and a perfectionist, knowing that these can actually cause my skin to flare up, I had to actually reframe my thoughts, reframe my mindset through journaling and through meditation in order to get me at a place where I don't overwork myself, feeling like I need to do all the things when I really didn't have to do them all. And the third thing that I did to speed up healing in 1 month is that I manifested. I knew exactly why I flared. I had a really clear protocol on myself. I knew exactly what to do in terms of my diet and supplements in order to heal my gut. I knew I needed to work on my mindset to not feel like I have to overwork because it was not necessary. And by working through those things, I realized that that's all I needed to do in order for my skin to heal. I saw my skin heal so fast when I was very clear on my digestive protocol and very clear with managing my mindset around overworking. Of course, the last part of it is just believing, okay? So the third thing was that I manifested and I believe that this process is working. And I really just have to be patient because my skin takes time to heal. Nothing happens overnight. But as long as I have the right tools in place, as long as I knew what I was doing, rather than guessing, then it's just a matter of time. And it's just a matter of me believing in myself. That's it, you guys, for today's video on the 3 things I did to speed up healing in 1 month. Now, if you want a little bit more help on how to heal your own eczema and you feel that you really resonated with a lot of the things I shared with you guys today, then come and join Clear Eczema. Again, we have early bird pricing right now that's available up until Tuesday, October 12th, 2021. I really want to see you inside. I really want to help you find your root cause, figure out why you're flaring, and having a very clear protocol for you to follow so you don't feel confused and lost. So you can go ahead, check out the description box below where there's a link for you to check out my program page and apply and book a call with me there. As always, make sure you check out my other 2 videos right here where I share other tips for healing your eczema and TSW. Thanks guys for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.